Hello, this is Wanel of the PowerQuee. This video series is going to be labeled DS for Duodenal Switch, JSP for my name, Wanel Seville Primus. And I am my production company or whatever videos I do under, or anything else I do under, is called PowerQuee. PowerQuee, meaning P-O-W-E-R-Q-U-E-E, stands for your power is in questioning. Q, question, unknowns, U, even, E, the egg, which is origin. So question everything. And that's what I do. That's what PowerQuee stands for. And you get your power from it. If you only grow, you only become something great, you only evolve mentally and become better when you ask questions, when you desire to know what's going on in the world around you and not just assume that what people are telling you is true. So that's what PowerQuee stands for. It's my motto. It's my theme. And this series will be about DS, Duodenal Switch. That's the surgery that I had, bariatric surgery. It's a gastric bypass type surgery where they cut your stomach down to about 1/3 the size or less in some cases. The pouch of your stomach, they cut it down to 1/3 or less, where your stomach goes from your esophagus to your stomach, then to your small intestines. Now your small intestines, they cut in two. They split one down to goes back into your large intestines and continues on through your digestive system. Then they make a Y by connecting the other part of your small intestines to where it's connected to your spleen. Your gallbladder. Most people have their gallbladder removed and they just hook it up to your liver. But I didn't get my gallbladder removed, so it's connected to my gallbladder, which is where you create your bile. The bile now goes down through that intestines and dumps out into the large intestines, where it then helps break down your fats and food product. Now, because it's not connected to the major part of your small intestines, you don't break down fats well. And fats, when you eat fats, or any food actually, even if you're just drinking juices, your body's gonna that has fats in it, and your body's gonna expel that fat through your colon instead of breaking it down and getting distributed through your body. So you then have a lot less issues with cholesterol and high blood pressure issues and heart issues, but it's still an issue. You should always still be concerned about the fat intake that you have. You should be concerned about your plaques. You should be concerned about all those things. Take care of your teeth, your gums, do cleanses, get your vitamins in. If you don't do your vitamins well, then you lose your hair. I have hair. I still have hair. So I'm good because I take my vitamins. I take a lot of vitamins. Actually, to show you what I have to take now, I used to have to take a lot of pills. And when I say a lot of pills, I used to have to take a cocktail. If I show you my pill box, this is my pill box. I have a pillow here. I'll explain what the pillow is for later. But this is my pill box. See all these different pills in here? All these different medications were my regiment, basically. And actually a lot more than that. I had to take medication for high blood pressure, diabetes, my colon, my, just for a lot of other things to keep myself regulated. I also would take, different vitamin supplements and antacids and everything else to help with all the different problems I was having because I was big. Now, I don't have to take anything for diabetes because I'm no longer diabetic. I take a multivitamin. I only take half of this. Half of one pill. This is a multivitamin. It has everything in it. Almost everything in it. I take an extra additional vitamin D pill. This is dry formula that I get from, I buy mine on eBay. And it's a dry formula. It's a D50, actually it's D5000. 50, it's D50, but I believe it's D5000, 50,000 UI, which you should only take once a week, but I take twice a week because my vitamin D levels are very low. I don't go in the sun much. I can start doing that more since I'm a lot more healthier, but since I didn't before, I didn't. Anyway, I take lisinopril and a triumvirine these I take as I normally did because my blood pressure is still an issue. And that's pretty much it. Those 4 pills is what I take. Oh yeah, and I take a B complex pill, half of it, and that keeps my vitamin levels regulated. For someone who's not eating enough to be able to absorb enough vitamins, that's pretty good. And how it looks when I take it is right here. This is my my vitamin regimen, my pill regimen. The green one is the triamterene. The pink round one is lisinopril. The half orangey pill is the vitamin B complex, and the other half gray pill is my multivitamin. And that's pretty much all I have to take. And then twice a week I take the vitamin D pill, which is a capsule. Which, yeah, I do actually take my pills today. And then on top of that, I do, I drink Metamucil, which helps regulate my stomach, everything. I also, every once in a while, take, do a, what do you call it, a yogurt, or a, something. I don't have to. These are what I do just to make sure my stomach is doing well. But I take a yogurt, and I do other things. Take an acidophilus to make sure my flora is doing well. I also do cleanses, like the colon cleanse, regularly, like once every twice a month or something like that. I do a full-on colon cleanse, which is Epsom salt and water. Do a flush. I've done a liver cleanse. I do liver cleanses every once in a while, not too often because it is not fun. I've done 1 liver cleanse since the surgery, basically, and I also regularly. Well, I already said that Metamucil, which is a cleanse, basically. It's a Senna, S-E-N-N-A, supplement. Also, every once in a while, take a Senna pill. Not too often, actually, because that actually is not fun. With this situation, that actually makes you more dry. So you have to be drinking a lot of liquids to make sure that it does what Metamucil would normally do. So since Metamucil already does it, I just use Metamucil, which is a lot more easier go. I also, because of other issues, I have to do eye drops, which I think this is one, yeah, tobramycin for my eyes to make sure that my corneas don't reject. I had cornea transplant surgery. Now, because I was diabetic, the cornea transplant surgery, I'll do it in the light so you can see it. See the ring around my eye, that little circle? That when I look in the light, you see the doubling of the light around there? That's where there's another cornea. And also in this one too, but you can barely see it. You can see it in the light. When you see the light that comes down on the radius, you can see the splitting of that light right there in the middle. Also in this one. It's easier to see in this one. See where it splits? That's the difference between where my cornea is and was. And those are cadaver eyes. But anyway, there's that. I started, when I had my surgery, I was at 400 pounds. I lost 400.8 pounds. I was 400.8 pounds the day of surgery. Now I'm, as of my last weigh-in yesterday, I was 206.8 pounds. Actually, I think it's 206.6 pounds was my last weigh-in. So I lost a great deal of weight. You know, 194, I guess. And 0.2 if you want to count that. So with this, there are various complications. I have another video that I mentioned that, but the complication so far has to do with oils, and the oils are not fun. They burn in your colon, and I have to. You feel the oils first before you feel the stress, the major force in your gut to tell you have to go to the bathroom. So usually there's that, and then you run to the bathroom. You don't have to run, but you can go to the bathroom, and then you relieve all the oils, in which, depending on what you've eaten, can be somewhere between a gill, or what do you call it, a dram, a small amount, and maybe about 3 or 4 cc's to, for me, ounce, 2 ounces. I actually have a container of the oil that I stored to show my doctor, but one of these days I'll actually show you a picture of it so that you can see what the oils I'm talking about. It's a bright orange, you can't miss it, oil, and the smell is redonk. I mean, like hardcore ridiculous smell. It's very, back earlier in the surgery, I would have issues where, it would seep at night, and, I'd have to sleep with a pad on the bed. I know this is way too much information. But if you're watching a DS video, then you're more than likely going to hear a lot of way too much information. So I'd sleep with a pad or a blanket or an extra thing under my hip so that if there was any leakage at night, then, it happened. Because it can happen with gas. You're just having a wonderful day, you're out with your friends, and then you're like, okay, man, I have a cheek sneaker that I have to deal with. Now you can't do cheek sneakers. I'm sorry. If you were accustomed to doing cheek sneakers in public and going, Peet, thinking that, it's going to be, just, a silent but deadly moment in history, and you're like, oh, no, it's going to be okay. No one's going to notice. No, not anymore. You can have gas all day, and you can be like, okay, great. It's been cool all day. Nothing's happened. Nothing's went wrong. And then all of a sudden you have a cheek sneaker and it's like, this doesn't feel like gas. And you just oiled yourself. So that's the non-fun one. And of course that oil burns. So for me at least, it burns. So it's like not fun. So anytime you feel a stress of gas, it's a good idea to just go to the bathroom and deal with it there. Anything else, there's other things like, the inability to swallow. It was hard for me to swallow the first few months. Actually, even now it's still tough to swallow. Like I'll swallow food and then I'd have to wait a minute before I can take another bite. And meals take a lot longer, so you have to keep it warm. I'll show you, this is my brunch, because I don't do breakfast. This is my brunch. And see this plate, might look big, but it's actually really small. It's a small container. And this will last me the whole day. And I have to keep it in a warm container. I have my little cooler here in which I keep my meals in to keep a little warm, and then I have a let me see if I can get it across without you seeing too much of my room. My room's not really together, but I have a new wave oven in which I warm up my meals in. I have a microwave, I have a house, but it's just a lot easier so that, when I'm doing my work, I'm like, okay, just pop it in there, put it on for 2 minutes, boom. I keep foil, because I also grow mushrooms, so as a mushroom grower, we keep foil everywhere. Foil is an important part of growing mushrooms as far as, keeping things clean. So I put in the foil, warm it up, and then pop it back in my cooler. And I have all sorts of coolers here. There's coolers all around me for food stores. These are not coolers, these are card boxes, but up there you see there's coolers. Right there, those two things are coolers. And then I have other containers that hold food. And I have my own freezer and crap like that. Those become important because eating is it's a rare thing. You don't want to eat, you don't feel like eating, you don't get hungry. There's a compound in your stomach called ghrelin, which makes you know when you're hungry as a normal person. That's not there anymore. At least for me, it hasn't come back yet. So I can go the whole day without thinking of food, never think of food. And I have to remember, hey dude, you haven't eaten today. Or, maybe you should drink something. That's a reminder of myself right now that I should be drinking something, because if you're not drinking regularly, it's a tough go. This is an apple juice mix that I make. This is apple juice, grapefruit juice, Crystal Light, because I love my Crystal Light. And it's kind of bland. It's not sweet. I'll show you my Crystal Light. It's not sweet, so I like the peach tea. Is this peach tea? Yeah, this one's peach tea. I mix it up and do a very light drink, and it's mostly water, so it's not sweet. You'll find out that it's not fun to drink sweet things because you get what's called dumping syndrome. Yay! And dumping syndrome is what it sounds like. Basically, you have a major force in your gut and you go diarrhea. So eating sweet things is not really too much fun. I don't get it so much now, but it does happen, and it's not fun. So my juices that I drink tend to be a lot more water than juice, and very watered down juice or whatever. And if I know I want to be able to have a dump like that, then I just drink some sweet crap. I have a syrupy mix that I made. This is fruit punch with sugar and a syrup, and then I'll just mix that into this, and then yeah, in a couple hours I'm going like a goat. So anyway, there's that. I do regulate my gut with Metamucil. I believe I said that earlier, and there's other things that I have to do to make sure that my gut flora is regulated, and that's not fun. It's not easy because your stomach is always dealing with imbalance. And, you know, one day you're going great, one day you're smooth, other day you're constipated, other day it's diarrhea, and sometimes all of that in one day. You'll have constipation, diarrhea, and a smooth go in one day. Or you just won't see a smooth go for the next week. So there's very much an imbalance, and it's a tightrope you have to walk with how you eat, how you chew, you know, because chewing is vitally important in keeping your regulation, your stool at a regular pace is chewing, because your body doesn't want to process proteins that much because your stomach is a lot different than it used to be. So with that, you're dealing with well, like I said, imbalances, and you're always concerned about, you know, how your body then is now processing what it is that's going down, and then how your esophagus moves it, and of course, with the flow of your esophagus is the flow of your gut. With the flow of your gut is the flow of your intestines. So all of that is you know, thing. If you're moving too fast up here, then you're moving fast here, then you have constipation here. If you're moving too slow here, then you're moving too slow here, and then you have diarrhea. So all of that is a balancing act. You have to learn, and I'm still haven't learned it well, but I know what it is that I need to do to keep it regulated. Also, foods in which you have to learn your body. Your body tells you what it wants. It literally tells you what it wants. I mean, you'll be like, man, I'm craving broccoli. Then guess what? You should eat broccoli. I'm craving this. You should eat it, because your body knows more of what it needs than you do. And guess what? The doctors can be wrong. The doctors will be wrong. The doctors don't know you as much as you know you. Your cravings, your appetite, the way you can eat, how you can eat, how you can process. You will know, your body will know more than your doctors will. And here's a good case in point. They tell you after you have surgery, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to drink your protein, blah, 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 all the list of crap that you have to do. For the first 2 months, I didn't take protein drinks. Actually, I never drank protein drinks at all. Still haven't. Every once in a while, I have like a protein shake or something like that, or make my own shake, and, you know, put protein powder in it. I still have the same bottle of protein which I had when I had I've gone to about 2 bottles of protein since then. But yeah, I still have basically a lot of protein that I had when I first had the surgery. Now, when I first had the surgery, I went through a whole month, that's my dog, where I didn't eat. A month where I didn't eat. First is a month where you shouldn't eat, where you're not a month, but a couple weeks where you're not eating, but you're just drinking. And then when I was supposed to start eating, I didn't eat. And then I really didn't eat. I just didn't eat anything, didn't do protein drinks, didn't do nothing. Just didn't ingest much of it, anything except for liquids, frozen juices, stuff like that. And to the point where I lost a lot of weight in the first month. and they were concerned about that weight loss, so they admitted me into the hospital. They did a lot of tests, testing your proteins and everything else, and when they tested my protein, they were like, dude, your proteins are perfect. I'm like, I haven't been eating any protein. I haven't taken any protein. They were like, your vitamins are good. You're low on E. You're low on E. I was low on iron. And so they were like, take your supplements for those things. I was like, cool. But I wasn't taking any vitamins. I wasn't doing my vitamin chewables. I had gummies because I couldn't swallow the chewables. I was having struggles swallowing the chewables. So I would do the gummies. And I wasn't doing my gummies. My calcium was good. Everything was good, but I wasn't eating. So I honestly, for the grace of God, was that I was doing well. But I also believe that your body has this stuff somewhere stored inside of it, maybe in your fats and your whatever, and it just releases to your body. I don't know. They still haven't been able to answer me all my questions on those things as to where it was stored. But my body was doing well, and the doctors told me otherwise. They were like, maybe you should be doing this, but I wasn't doing it. My body knew what I needed, and it knew that I needed to starve at that time. There's also another thing that you should look up. Look up starving cancer or feeding cancer. There's foods that you can eat that kills cancer. There's food that there's ways to starve cancer out completely. And I believe, I didn't have any cancer. I know it was well, but I believe that my not eating was another way of eradicating toxins in my body that I probably couldn't eradicate the cleanses or anything else like that. Your body just needed to absorb it. So maybe some of that came from those toxins. Maybe some of it came from all the different types of bad funguses in your body or whatever. Some of it could be come from anywhere. So I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. But if you look up starving your body to cure diseases, there's a wide amount of information on it that says when you fast from eating for a while, your body absorbs toxins. Your body absorbs these toxins and these diseases, and it breaks them down. And there's a lot of information on that when dealing with cancer. Before you have chemo, they tell you they make you eat like a sandwich or something else, which amps up your blood sugar, and the cancer cells get very active and starts grabbing at anything. It grabs at the whatever it is that your body's giving off from the sandwiches, and then it's eating it. And also when they blast you with the chemo, the cancer eats tries to consume the chemo, in which then kills the cancer. So why does it do that? Why does the body react? Why does the cancer react that way? So obviously it eats, it desires to consume. So if it's not consuming anything, something must happen when you starve it. So, look into that. Anyway, that's a tangent that has nothing to do with the surgery. But it is one of the things that I had noticed, that I'd gotten a lot more healthier. My skin is a lot better. It has a glow. It has a glow. You can see it. I used to have very dry skin. I still have dryness right here every once in a while. But now you don't see it. My skin, when I used to shave, in which I just shaved, I would have white blotches on my face. I think you can still see when my skin was off color here, because there would be blotching, bad blotching, and even in my scalp, and those things went away. This area is probably the only area where you can see that I had issues with my skin, and it was so bad that it actually scarred my skin. You could see scars of where my skin was dry, and it would just damage my skin. But now it's good. It glows actually. My scalp had issues. I'm not balding. I have a hairline. You can see it a little, but I shaved it off today. And I used to have all sorts of issues with my scalp. Now I don't. I used to have like a wrinkly scalp, actually. It's like a pit bull. Now it's very much rather smooth compared to before. Well, fat tends to do that, make your head look like, an angry pit bull, So there's that. I have sharper smile lines. I smile more now. But I have sharper smile lines because my face used to be puffy, and now it's not. So if you go back and look at my other videos from PowerQuee or Juane, the number 1 letter L, Juanel, you would see me in my bigger stage when I was around 350, 400 pounds, stuff like that. And you would actually hear my voice was a little higher and more labored in breathing, because once I had the surgery, and of course you lose the weight, you lose a lot of that stuff that's pushing against your lungs. Here is for those of you who don't want to know about others. Oh, well, here's one thing. You see this area right here? In order for me to sit up comfortably, I put a pillow here so that my ribs are not pushing against my leg, you know, and hurts. So I have to keep a cushion between my legs and my ribs. There's my legs. That's my leg. And my ribs. So I can record videos and do it now and work on my computer and stuff like that. So that's another weird thing. Another thing is I have a clavicle. Never had a clavicle in my whole life. Or an armpit. I never had an armpit in my whole life. I never saw the radiuses of my bones in my thing, which is weird. In my hands, I can see bones in them now. I can see my cheekbones instead of just a fat area where I would shave my beard so they came down like this. You know those when you see the fat guys and they have that beard shaved so they look like they have a jawline. Now I don't need that. I actually have a jawline. So there's that. I would say all in all, my health has gotten a lot better. My body's gotten a lot better. A few hiccups, but outside of that, it's fantastic. I would recommend the surgery to anyone. My parents, my family hear all the negatives because they live with me. So they're like, oh, okay, man, he's struggling so much with his intestines and everything else like that. So they don't want to do it because it is not fun. The parts in which you're struggling with is a struggle. But I'll tell you, I would not give away a day. I'd give away months and months of my life of being fat, years of my life of being fat, in comparison to not giving away a day or even a struggle that I deal with now. Outside of maybe like when you tear in your coronary and you bleed, I'd give away those moments. Yeah, but outside of that, I wouldn't give away a moment of being thin. Another thing, for those of you, well, actually, I'll share this in another video, and I'll just label it warning, 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 because I'll do a video on the good, the bad, and the ugly of the D.S.JSP, good, bad, and ugly. Look for that one. I'll probably do that video next. But yeah, all in all, it's been awesome. The process has been awesome. I would do it. Duodenal Switch. Anyone who's struggling with their weight, I would totally do it. Again, this is Juanel of the PowerQuee, signing off, saying goodbye. Thank you for watching, and God bless. You have a wonderful day.